Alright, what's up YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Cartoon Cat Builds. I'm Skipper Lee and I've been drawing guns and parts for the past 16 years. We're gonna jump straight in to our builder here. We'll be putting together the R-63 Diligence, which is one of the earliest designated marksman rifles. And here we have the standard build, and our op build for tonight is gonna be a CQB version with a longer mag and a shorter barrel and shorter handguard overall. So let's jump right in and start with all the bits and pieces. Well, almost all anyway. So we have here the default build. Some of the parts I break them up even more. I have no idea how these guns were put together, but this is kind of how I assume it will be put together. So here we have a very thick recoil pad here on the buttstock, and here we have a very simple an upper receiver housing that mates with the lower part, the lower receiver here, which has the magazine well. And so some of the parts here, I've taken the liberty to kind of assume how the parts would fit together. Like for example, the barrel here seems to be a very thick bull barrel profile here, and apparently this DMR, the Diligence, fires the 9x70 millimeter full metal jacket. So the nearest real life equivalent I can find is the 30-06, which has a slightly shorter case length and a slightly smaller bullet diameter, but it's a close equivalent. This is like a 30-06, but a tad longer and a bit thicker. So the magazine holds 25 rounds from the get-go. So let's see. Here we have this cartridge here overlaid, kind of like this, and we'll just zoom in and duplicate these parts. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So assuming this is definitely like a double stack magazine, so this is for 24 rounds, so plus 1 down here. The spring must be like super compressed to be able to fit that many rounds in this magazine length. And so let's keep building. We have here a bull barrel, pretty thick throughout, and usually bull barrels they come with they give accuracy. And so what also gives accuracy is basically rigidity. So what I see on the Diligence here is that there's a lot of brackets and points where the parts basically clamp onto the receiver here. So for example, I have the barrel and the chamber, the front trunk in here. So we have 2 bolts here, which we will be putting on here shortly. And of course this is I kind of imagine this part out like some sort of a gas block that kind of locks here onto this journal here, and then this is the gas tube that powers the bolt when the gun fires. And so this is the bolt carrier, and this is the where it meets the charging handle. So let's move this over here. And so you see the gas tube kind of runs into this gas key over here. And because it runs through this part, the only part that blows backward is the bolt and not this charging handle operating rod. And we have this fancy looking dust cover to cover the ejection port here. And then we have this massive shell that kind of covers over the upper receiver. But before that, we have the handguard, kind of goes over like this. Like there's nothing major clamping on here, because it seems that there's no there seems to be no provisions for mounting any accessories on the sides. So the handguard just kind of clicks on like this, and then it gets clamped on by this massive shell up top here, which when we do so, so it's gonna clamp on to multiple places. One, it's here, so there's two over here. Kind of like how the front trunnion is secured on the FN Scar, you will see bolts. You will see bolts securing on the side, just in front of the ejection port on the Scar as well. And there's one here. So if you can see the outline here, this clamps onto this gas block that mates with the barrel, top half of the barrel here, and so it gives a lot of rigidity, prevents the barrel from flexing. Not that it already flexes with this kind of massive bull barrel profile. And then we have this this bolt that just kind of goes on here, and a charging handle that goes on to here. This one goes here. Just kind of clamps this part together, and then the top rail goes onto this this upper shell. So we have this here, and that's where the combat optic goes on. And for the lower receiver part, we have these. So this is the fire control group. I have this like line up with this selector, where the firing selector goes over here, and then the trigger kind of goes somewhere here. And this pistol grip here mates onto this fire control piece here, not unlike the AR-15. So, and then we have a bracket here that goes around the bottom of the fire control group and goes up to the sides of this top shell here. It kind of clamps this together. And then we have this. We have the buttstock, fixed buttstock by the way, that goes to the back here. And then we have the magazine release lever, magazine catch. So we're just gonna move this over here so that it interfaces with this locking surface here. And then we just bring this all the way up here until this runs up against this, the lip of the mag well. So these two extruding shapes is like a over insertion stop, which prevents the magazine from going into deep or getting misaligned and causing feeding malfunctions. So that's an over insertion stop. So it kind of blocks against this magazine well here, so that the rounds are presented nicely for the boat to strip and load during operation. And here, almost the last pieces here, this goes around the bottom and up to the sides where the upper and lower receiver meet here. And then we have this massive bolt that clamps into place like so. And this is where the rail is attached as well. And there you go. A stock R-63 Diligence designated marksman rifle. And so for our alternate build, we're going for something compact, much more ergonomic, and still packs at least, if not more, firepower than this version. So we're gonna take the parts that we want and copy them over here. We don't want to copy this cartridge here. We'll just copy all the parts down here, the parts that we need. So ergonomic. We're getting rid of the buttstock, so it's more pointable, like maneuverable. It's not gonna be accurate at range, because usually for alt builds, I like to explore like opposing ideas. Like this is a designated marksman rifle. It hits hard, it goes far, reaches out and touches at a distance, and it's a hard hitter. And for this, I want it to be even harder hitting, but with a lot more maneuverability, which is not what you usually associate with designated marksman rifles, because usually they are identified as accurate, a little less pointable, a bit more unwieldy than the usual assault rifle. And so what I'm putting together here is more like an assault battle rifle. So we're gonna shorten this thing. Let's take out some of the side slots here. Let's take out these slots. And then just kind of clean these lines up, and then move this shape all the way up. we need to get rid of this slot as well, and then we're moving all this closer to the front, like way like this close. I think we probably need to remove this as well. We'll remove this slot, and so we have a much more compact fore end, and then we'll just bump we'll just cut short the barrel like this, and a compact reflex sight for up close encounters and quick point ability. And of course, last but not least, we want to expand the capacity of this. Now, I don't think there's magazine customization when it comes to the R-63 Diligence. I'd love for Helldivers to have much deeper weapon customization. So I don't know, hopefully maybe we see more customizable parts. Maybe even, I don't know, like different ammo types. Like I know there are some there are already certain weapons have their own variants, like shotguns, they have a plasma, they have a slugger counterpart as opposed to the default buckshot. So I don't know, maybe maybe it can be expanded into something like I don't know, plasma slugs or flechette for the buckshot. So we're gonna lengthen this magazine to add more capacity. So that was what I meant when I said this is gonna hit, this is gonna pack more firepower. Like this is gonna hit harder in the sense that it has a bigger magazine. So how much bigger? We see here we have like 1, 2, 3 grooves. So let's make it 5 grooves. And so to find out how many how much longer we need to extend the magazine, we'll just find the regular, the length interval from one point of this groove to the next one. So we have this distance, which is 39.48 pixels, and then we're just gonna go into this shape here and then move it downwards by the same distance, which is 39.4822 pixels. Just move it once, twice, and there we have the extra length for 2 more slots. So we're gonna move this shape down as well. So we're gonna move it by the same interval, 1, 2, again 1, 2. Same goes for these shapes, 1, 2. We're gonna move this bottommost slot here all the way to the bottom, and then we'll just duplicate these parts here. So we can duplicate by the same interval distance. So that's 1 and that's 2. We have 2 extra slots. So that gives about, I don't know, like 10 more rounds. So 25 plus 10, you have 35 rounds in the magazine. And yeah, I think probably enable this fire selector to go in a different position that says full auto. Yeah, so there you have it. The R-63 Diligence in default and an alternate build for tonight's program. So hope you guys enjoy this build for tonight. If there's anything else you'd like to see me draw and put together on this channel, let me know in the comments. If it's a particular gun, or you just want to see a mashup of any two, let me know. It could be from a game, it could be from an IP, it could be from, yeah, just let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more stuff like this. I upload a new video every Thursdays, so hope you guys come check out the next one. And of course, thanks to these amazing people for supporting me on Patreon. Every bit helps. So thank you to these amazing people for supporting Pew Doodles on Patreon, for supporting me doing all these drawings. I'll see you guys on the next video. So until next time, see ya.